Boys, it's not clickbait. This will be, I think, the first time I can actually put a Havoc Demon Hunter in S tier straight up. Havoc, Vengeance, both until we get absolutely nuked and tuning again like we always do. Right now, this is the first tier list for Season 2 from me for the Undermine, and Havoc Demon Hunter is in the S tier. We are the premier carry. Our overall, I was listening to Yoda kind of break down what Havoc is doing right now, and given the fact that we have so much more prio damage than almost anything else, you can kind of look at it as one of the old fire mages from back in the day, where they just single target pyroblast into one mob and then still do the most AoE. Right now, our overall isn't the huge thing that we had, like with Felscar, where we would do a lot of pad damage. This is straight funnel damage from Eldrachi Reaver. We will have to see. I think, based on listening and watching Yoda play a lot, I think that we're probably going to be getting hit with some form of a nerf there. But honestly, as long as it stays similar and they don't just take away the class, it's like, I still don't think we're like going to do more damage than anyone else in raid or anything like that, but that's why we might be able to slink past slightly. We can get the prio damage is so good that we might skip over some of the passes just because we might not be doing the perfect amount of single target or the perfect amount of AoE. But we do one thing very well, and that's a Mythic Plus. Killing a prio target in Mythic Plus while even cleaving everything else is how you actually time keys. So Havoc Demon Hunter is going to be one of the best, and then you get to pair it up with a Vengeance, which is, I mean, if you think about it, you're down one raid buff, so it is what it is, but I think this is actually week 1 meta. You will see Vengeance, Havoc, and then if we start talking about a healer, so I think Disc Priest is probably very good, but once we start looking at it again, we have a Vengeance and Havoc, so we would probably put we would go back and forth between a Disc or a Shadow for that spot. I don't really know, but if you always get a Shadow Priest or Disc Priest with a Demon Hunter, at least they could always use the buff. They're probably not going to be the best. I'm going to have to see Sims, maybe with Eldrachi Reaver, and maybe with some haste, we could really just destroy a prio target. So maybe Havoc will be the PI target. Whenever I play, I like PI. It's fun. You get to attack faster, obviously. So right now, the healer can be kind of a flex between a Disc Priest, Resto Druid. I don't think that there's going to be too much with, like, you got to be very good at Windwalker. You got to want to play Windwalker. There's a specific, Mistweaver. You would have to really go out of your way to play this class. So I think overall, the healer's probably going to be Disc Priest. If it's not going to be Disc Priest, you're bringing a Shadow Priest, you're probably going to bring the Resto Druid. But let's say we're going to take out the Shadow Priest for right now. A week 1 comp that will most likely be absolutely broken on week 1 will be something that looks like this. And then obviously we can throw in, we could probably put an Enhancement Shaman in over the Og, over the Havoc, over the Fire. But if we're already getting a lot of buffs from the magic, you sometimes don't want to bring 2, but if Vengeance is as good as it is, and it doesn't get nerfed, Havoc stays as good as it is, we are going to see a Vengeance Havoc meta, which I haven't seen in a very long time. I think the last time we had that was in the beginning of Dragonflight, I want to say, or the Dragonflight Season 3 for 2 weeks. I think we had a insane setup, but that is now gone, and we have a lot of Havoc changes, so really looking forward to this season. And if we finally get to see this meta, that is sick. No matter what, I had to make the video. We're finally in the S tier. This is probably what kind of comp I would want to play on week 1. I I'm not a big Og fan, but especially if you're trying to, you're not even like at the highest keys yet. The Og can really help you understand the keys and progress. So I can see why Og would be at the top of the list. As always, it's just always going to be good. Everything else is going to be kind of. I know that they changed BM Hunter. I don't know. I haven't seen anyone play BM. The only thing I have is other people talking about it. Apparently, this thing's broken, so I'm not gonna just say it's S tier. I haven't seen it. Haven't seen anyone play it, so I think BM's gonna be looking pretty good. The Crit Cake, I think, is pretty happy with where Warriors are at. I think they're gonna be playable. I don't know exactly. I saw Petco playing Feral and he loves it. So that guy only plays Shaman really. So if he's like actively pursuing other classes, they got to be pretty good. So I'd look into Feral a little bit. Everything else, I personally haven't seen or watched or heard direct info from a player that I would respect their direct opinion and take it at face value that they've tested it, played it. For our week 1 comp, I think you're going to be seeing a lot of Havocs. Almost every single tank is probably going to be a Vengeance Demon Hunter. And then if we do not have a Vengeance Demon Hunter, we're probably going to get a Prop Pally or a Blood DK. So if you're playing a Prop Pally and then Vengeance gets somewhat of a nerf, you will be meta. Because we will still be getting a Havoc. If Havoc gets no changes, you'll still get the 5% buff, or the Havoc Magic Brand buff, plus you'll get all of the survivability from the Prop Pally, and then that probably makes it so you can take away the AUG, and then you could probably add in just an AoE monster. Maybe we could be breaking out a Destro lock at that point, or in certain keys, I know that these keys coming up, we're going to have a lot of value with rogues. So if we get some form of a rogue in here and we get a shroud, stuff like that. So hopefully AUG isn't forever in S tier. I think people are looking forward to playing it. I think it's going to be good still. So very good or S. It's probably just going to be S tier. I don't even know why I'm trying to take it out of there. If you want to always be meta, you play an AUG. They've proven that they're not going to take it away. So right here are probably going to be the premier carries at the very beginning, and then everything else is just pretty good. I think we're going to be playable on all of these other classes. I have never even seen a Bear Druid yet. I don't know. I mean, Dev is never going to be good in this game as long as they have AUG. That's just my opinion. Marksman Hunter is whatever. I think a lot of people are saying Survival is pretty good. And I legitimately have... Oh, and then Shaman. The Ellie Shaman has got to be very good. I'm excited to... I'm going to be playing my own Warlock specs. So I'll get back to you on Warlock specs. I play Mage. I've tested Fire. I think Fire is going to be good. Arcane is in a weird spot. I don't know if I like the playstyle. I don't know what's up with it. I liked it at the beginning. It feels like you're doing way too much for... And if you just, like, you got 40 seconds of setup, and then if you mess up one thing, it feels pretty unforgiving, and I don't even think I screwed up that much, and it's still, like, literally one clear casting mistake to do no damage. I mean, it's a get good angle, but, you know, I'm getting older. I play Havoc. I'm just trying to play a game, have some fun, and I think Arcane's a little convoluted for the amount of damage that you're going to do in a Mythic Plus. If you're with a super coordinated team and you legitimately pull around an Arcane Mage, it's pretty fun. I had that for a little while. I enjoyed it. So I think Arcane is something... I'm not really going to place any of these up here because I don't personally know. And I am very confident that these top 2 lines are going to be the premier at the beginning of the season. These will be what have done the highest keys, some form of a combination of these. This is February 14th. We'll see what happens. I will continue to update these types of tier lists. I really enjoy making them, and it kind of just helps me gauge where we are and what I will be playing or thinking about playing, because I generally play with a group, and if we're trying to form what classes we want to play, we don't want to play the same ones, but we also want to play some that are looking like they are going to get some love at the beginning of the season. And you have to remember, you take all of it with a grain of salt. They come in with a tuning pass every single heroic week, every single time. I legitimately do not think they have never not done a tuning pass, so this will change. It by definition will change. Right now, I think this is a great look. If you're looking at trying to pick one of these classes, I mean, you're never going to go wrong with Mage, so you can pick Mage if you wanted. But I believe in Mythic Plus that Fire will be your choice. I hope this gives you a little bit of an insight of what's going on, and I'm going to do way more videos for routes and trying to optimize different comps and trying to show people how to do that going forward. I'll have a lot of content I will be playing Mage, Havoc, and I would possibly be playing Warlock this season. I have to test them a little bit more. So if you guys are interested in any of that, subscribe, like, comment. It helps. I just like making some videos, and I hope they help people. So thanks, guys.